What up, y'all? It's your boy Zeta Man Cub, and you're watching Not Your Average Bear. And whatever. I just got done, as you can see, as I'm letting the menu play. I just got done rewatching BVS, that is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition, because no other edition matters or exists to me at all. So, do I have to say what a phenomenal movie this is? I don't. I really don't. It just is. If you don't believe me, watch it again. So it got me thinking. It got me semi-excited. It just got me, just scrambling the brain like I usually do. I got a lot of things going on up there or whatever. So that plus just reading from some news source. Okay, it hasn't been what is it called? It hasn't been stated by Warner Brothers or DC Comics or Zack or nothing. It hasn't been confirmed by anybody that's, official. So I'm not even going to just even give the site of where I got it from. But multiple people are talking about it, so multiple sites are putting it up. So it just got me thinking. WB/DC plans on releasing 3 to maybe 4 movies per year. Starting in they didn't say when starting. That's basically the headline, and so it got me thinking, because along with this movie, which got me more excited to think about it, because I've actually come up with my own timeline of movies from here to 2021. Yes, 21. Or is it 22? No, 21. In my head. It's just my own fantasy. It's not real. It's not from a source. It's just me thinking, as we all do, because we don't know anything yet. Hopefully they say something in Comic-Con this year, even though WB has stated like a month ago that they're taking their foot off the brake until Justice League. Hopefully that's not fully the case. I mean, have some sort of plan besides Aquaman, to go forward. And then don't go full speed ahead until after Justice League. But, so hopefully they have something for the future to give us in July at Comic-Con. Some sort of new timeline, something. But here's my timeline. And feel free in the comments to put what your fantasy timeline is. Because if you're a true DC fan or a comic book fan, you have one. Especially if you've been keeping up. The MCU, no, because they have their shit. They're doing their shit or whatever. You don't have to make up shit because they're doing their shit. We still here at DCEU is trying to figure out where we going. So it's good to fantasize now before we actually know. Alright? So matter of fact, in the comments, put down from here to however long. From here to however long do you think, what movie is going to come out what year starting after Aquaman 2019? What makes sense to you? What should they do? Why should they do it? Just put a list or whatever, because here's mine. Alright, let's go. So, after Aquaman 2019, February, in my head, next would be Nightwing. Nightwing will come out in mid-February. Don't know who I want to play Nightwing right now. I really don't, but he needs to be in his mid-20s to mid-20s to early 30s, because I want this honestly to be the beginning of the GCEU, Gotham City extended universe, because that's how we can have 4 movies in 1 year. 2 Batman, 2 Gotham universes, to the DCEU or whatever, other heroes. So the first one in February is Nightwing, and I think it should be a lead up, or not a full origin story, but a lead up, like what happened to him, since we're already with Ben Affleck, who is a aged Batman in his 40s, and shit has already went down. Nightwing is already Nightwing. I think we should just see flashbacks or quick glimpses leading up or whatever, from him being Dick as Robin, him leaving Batman, whatever reason he left Batman, and now him finding himself. Then it becomes an origin story-ish or whatever. I don't know. And I believe that the villain should be Deathstroke. Me personally, Deathstroke should be the villain, the main villain. So, to try to help out the inner kids, or the inner city kids, and the struggling kids, and the orphans, and all that stuff like that, like in the comics, like he tries to do, since he tries to help them out, but it's not working, he goes over to Ra's al Ghul's area or whatever, kind of like Batman Begins, and does his thing, and that's where he meets Slade or whatever. And I don't, in some way, somehow, I didn't come up with a script. In some way, somehow, it goes from there to back to where he lives and how he's becoming Nightwing or whatever. And Slade follows him. That's where Slade gets his fetish, his infatuation for Nightwing, to then lead on to how he follows him into the Titans or whatever. Because that's, you know, it's Batman's villain overall, but he has this fascination for Robin for some strange reason, or Nightwing, or Dick. Period. Yes, Slade likes Dick for some reason. He's just fascinated with the Dick. So that could be his starter of having this fascination with Dick or whatever, and that could be the main villain towards the end of the film. Next up, we have in June, I would love it if it was Black Adam. Now, at first I wanted it to be Man of Steel 2, but I think Black Adam should come first because, I'll tell you later. So, Black Adam, The Rock, yes. Since The Rock is so desperately to try to get this movie out, he's so hyped to be in the DCEU and promoting it and all that shit, let's get this motherfucker his movie, especially while the shit is hot with him, okay? Because he's everywhere, all right? So put Black Adam for June 2019, have it be his origin story. I know a lot of people are like, why do we need Black Adam when we don't even have Shazam yet? Why can't they just be in the same movie? Well, why not be different? This could be DC's, you know, well, actually no, because, well, Fox is going to technically do it, or Sony's going to do it first with Venom, but DCEU could do something before the MCU, which is have the villain have his own movie first, because technically he's an anti-hero, so he can have his own whole movie to himself back in the day in Egypt or whatever, because he actually has a great story. Look him up. And so that then leads in, so that's just June 2019, Black Adam. No Shazam, maybe a hint of Shazam at the end, but maybe not, because we're gonna, just like Wonder Woman, we're gonna keep him in his period. And that's it. August, we're back with the GCEU, Gotham City Extended Universe. You know, the universe within the DCEU. Batgirl, August 2019, directed by Joss Whedon, obviously. I think that this should be, I thought this would be cool if in the movie it was not an origin story, but also not current after Justice League and stuff like that. I would like it to be when Batman was right before BVS. Actually, I'm sorry, right before Man of Steel. When Batman was just becoming, you know, trigger happy and enraged and losing his focus or whatever because of the events in that happened to Jason Todd. So it takes place right after Jason Todd dies, is what I'm saying. And Batman is going crazy or whatever, or just becoming an asshole, going a step too far. You know, he's starting to become what he eventually ends up being in BVS. Batgirl won't like that, so she hangs up her cow or whatever. All of a sudden, fast forward a little bit, you know, in time or whatever, and, you know, she just, you know, Jim Gordon's daughter, probably works at the police station, I don't know. But either way, Gotham has become this place where they're scared of this new Batman, but a lot more crime is going down underneath the radar because Batman he's barely out there. Ben Affleck's being all depressed and evil and shit, and he's barely doing his job as Batman. So Batgirl then has to come back and she feels that she needs to do her job. She doesn't feel like she can do it because she's never worked alone before, but somehow, some way, you know, she, you know, whether it's by her friends, her dad can have a huge part, obviously, Jim Gordon. You know, she just becomes Batgirl again, against Ben Affleck's wishes, and takes her cowl again, steals it, matter of fact, and, you know, goes out there and does her thing. Main villain for her, I don't know. I'm sure Penguin, the guy from Beauty and the Beast, I forgot his name, but he said he's hinting to being the Penguin. It's just a rumor, but he can make an appearance. He could be like in the backdrop. He can have his own little like restaurant thing or whatever, like he does in the animated series in the later seasons or whatever. But he's not the main villain. But he has his own, like, she visits him. You know, Batgirl just goes around and does her thing. I think the main villain with her can be, I don't know. I didn't really think about it. I don't even want Harley in this, though. I don't want Harley in this movie, except in the scene where they kind of show, like maybe at the beginning, a montage of, you know, Jason Todd's death or whatever. How Harley would be in that, because in this universe, Harley helped the Joker. So Jared Leto and Margot Robbie would have special guest appearances, but just for a flashback. Her villain, I don't know. Maybe the Riddler. That's what I wanted. The Riddler is her main villain. He wants Batman, but he gets Batgirl. So that tests her because, you know, Batgirl's smart too. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't just become smart when she becomes the Oracle. She's smart already. So that challenges Batgirl. Can she be as good as Batman? Because Batman's not being Batman right now. He's being all depressed and mad and shit because he's all sad about Jason Todd dying and shit. So Riddler is the villain. Penguin's on the side doing his own. He's just, you know, around or whatever. And you can even have Bane be the muscle. Not muscle like Batman and Robin. I mean muscle like just, you know, like he's working with Riddler for whatever reason. He actually talks though. He's not like Batman and Robin the movie muscle. He actually has a character, but you need someone for her to fight. So he can be like the muscle and kind of like the metaphorical how can she beat not only a man, but a man this big or whatever by herself. You know, she's fighting with herself. Can I do this as a woman, as Batgirl, not Batman? And yes, I can. She finds a way to do it and she does it. And also, see, this is going to be an epic ass movie. I want Black Canary to make an appearance. Because that can, if I say edge out, that can go into the sequel, which is later on, even past my timeline of the Birds of Prey movie. But I want Black Canary to make an appearance, sort of a trusted advisor or a friend to help her out when she gets fucked up by Bane the first time. You know what I'm saying? Black Canary helps her out. What's it called? Black Canary trains her. Because Black Canary, you know, Black Canary is one of the best fighters in the DC universe. So since Batman's not helping her out because he doesn't even want her out there anymore, Black Canary trains her. She's not throughout the entire movie, but she trains her a little bit. There you go. So that's Batgirl. That's Joss Whedon's Batgirl. Oh, bitch, I am on a roll, bitch! The end of 2019, yes, this is the 4th movie in 2019. I think they can do this. They can really, really do this. The end of the year, we have Man of Steel 2. Yes, finally, a proper Superman sequel. So, I don't know the details, but I know I want Brainiac. Yes, I know it's another alien invasion, but this is Brainiac. It's a different type of alien invasion, okay? I want an alien invasion. I want Lois back. I want Perry back. I want all of them. And I want them to reintroduce Jimmy. Yes, give fucking Clark a good friend, okay? Y'all can just say that, first of all, that was, a lot of people haven't even seen the Ultimate Cut because they're, I don't know why, but they haven't. So they don't know that Jimmy Olsen died at the beginning. Bitch, I wasn't Jimmy Neutron. I mean, shit, not Jimmy Neutron. What the fuck? It wasn't Jimmy Olsen. Fuck that. I'm not believing that. They can just say he used the name Jimmy Olsen. They can just have a moment where like, Lois is like, I died. There was a guy that died with me in Africa before or something. But no, introduce the proper Jimmy Olsen. Okay? Please. And with that, since this is after the darkness of BVS and after the rebirth of Justice League, we finally have what most fans are complaining that they don't have from the Superman. We have our Superman. He's been Superman. He's been alive. He's probably been Superman for a year now. He's saving cats out of trees like y'all wanted to do and saving planes. You're getting both. You're having your cake and you're eating it too. It's a little brighter. Not directed by Zack Snyder because he's done. He had his trilogy. I also somehow want... I was going to say Supergirl, but no. I know there's rumors that Supergirl is going to be in Man of Steel 2, but no. Scratch that. Martian Manhunter. Amanda Waller's holding Martian Manhunter just like the government was holding Martian Manhunter in the cartoon. Secret Origins, the first 3 episodes, that was a movie back then of the Justice League TV show. Pretty much kind of like that. Like he's psychically calling Superman and somehow, some way in the climax he goes and he finds him and he gets him or whatever. And they had to build some sort of trust. But it's not Martian Manhunter's movie. It doesn't become his movie. It's still Superman's movie. But that's how I want them to introduce him or whatever. And then you can, have some sort of like say how he got there or whatever the case may be. But Amanda Waller and the government was holding Martian Manhunter the whole time. And that's how we get him. And then at the very end we get this huge battle with Brainiac. However, I don't know the story that I want, but the best Brainiac story y'all can come up with, okay? Just include Martian Manhunter in there somehow, some way. Also, I want a tiny little nudge at Shazam. I forgot Billy Batson or whatever. I want him somewhere in there. Maybe he's a kid that Superman saves from something. Maybe during the second part of the movie, in the middle of the movie, somewhere where after he saves him, his name is revealed. Billy, like someone calls him, Billy, come on! And and we know it's Billy, all right, bitch. But he's not Shazam yet, obviously, because he had to be saved by Superman. See how we do this? This is how we do this. Is how we get some Easter eggs, bitch. So now we're in 2020. We are back to February. Now we're at February 2020. Gotham City Sirens, directed by David Ayer, properly. Written and directed, I guess, or whatever they want him to do. They actually gave him a year to do it this time, not just 6 months or 6 weeks, however long that last one was, where y'all didn't give him a chance to make a good movie. All right. So, Gotham City Sirens, Harley, obviously, Catwoman, Poison Ivy. I don't know who I want to play Poison Ivy or Catwoman. At first, I thought maybe since Catwoman has to be a little older, since Batman is older, I was thinking Cameron Diaz. She could play a sexy seductress, okay? She was sexy as hell in The Mask, and she's a fighter in Charlie's Angels 1 and 2. So Cameron Diaz is up there, so she can play Catwoman, and she has those eyes. Have y'all looked at Cameron Diaz's eyes, bitch? So Cameron Diaz is my Catwoman for this universe. Poison Ivy, I have no idea. None at all right now. But, so, obviously the movie's about Harley Quinn and those three as well. They're like, they're not in the background. It's about all three of them, but the popular one is Harley Quinn. I think I want that there's to be 2 wars against Joker, since Joker's played kind of as a kingpin in this universe, Joker and Black Mask. They are the 2 villains of this villain movie or whatever. They're at war with, who runs Gotham under the radar, or maybe a big, either way. Black Mask over here, Joker over here, they're against each other. Harley Quinn is trying to start her own shit over here with Poison Ivy and Catwoman because Joker doesn't respect her. She loves her pudding, but he doesn't respect her like that. So, there you go. And then we have whoever actress is Batgirl and Black Canary try to take down Harley Quinn. While Batman over here, yes, Ben Affleck, is trying to take down the Joker and Black Mask or whatever. I don't really know if that would work because this is putting Ben Affleck through a lot of films, which I don't know he's going to be a part of. You got BVS, you got Suicide Squad, you got Justice League 2, and then you got his movie coming out in a trilogy, and now Gotham City Sirens. Like, I don't know. Like, he might be a background. Like, you might see, like, pretty much his role in Suicide Squad, except spread out more. He's going to be trying to get the Joker while Harley Quinn's over here doing her own thing with the Sirens. Batgirl and Black Canary is who you'll see more trying to stop them. So it's going to be a packed movie, but not too packed where everyone's going to have enough screen time. It's not going to be too much, because I know everyone, oh, that's already too many villains, too many people. No. You ever heard of Avengers? You ever heard of Watchmen? You can have multiple characters in a movie and it can work. You just have to make it work story-wise, okay? So, that's my Gotham City Siren. Next, we finally have Flash in 2020 in April. I don't know who the director is going to be, because goddamn it, no one knows who the director is going to be, but they're going to get a good director for The Flash, and it's going to be in April 2020. Ezra Miller, I don't know what the story is going to be. I don't know if I want like 4 of his villains who for some reason can actually beat Flash, but they're not fast. I don't see how they can, like Captain Cold and Mirror Master and the Heat Wave or whatever his name is and stuff. I don't know if I want it to be like a group of villains trying to fuck Flash up, or if it's really Zoom, who I want throughout the entire movie, with maybe an appearance from Captain Boomerang or whatever, since he's already established a little bit in this universe. I don't know, but Flash is 2020 April, finally. Yeah, I just don't know what story I want. I don't know what villains I want either. I just know I want the goddamn Flash to come the fuck out. Then in July or June, maybe July, June, maybe June, because that's like Wonder Woman month. June or July, summertime. Wonder Woman 2 comes out. Patty Jenkins, obviously the director and the writer. And for this, I know everybody's sitting here thinking, what do we want for Wonder Woman 2? Do we want her back in the past still, like in the 50s, 60s, and all that stuff? Or do we want her now? I think reports have came out that says it's going to take place in between the first movie and 2017. It's like, bitch, what? That's awfully vague. I want it to be current, after Justice League. So I think it should come out... I think it should be about Wonder Woman in Paris, or wherever the museum that she obviously works at from scenes in Justice League, wherever that takes place. She works at a museum, or whatever she does in that museum, she works there. And I believe her friend, I don't know her name, but Cheetah's alter ego before she becomes Cheetah should be her friend. I think that should be her friend in this movie, but not Cheetah yet, because she's an archaeologist. So she can like bring her stuff to the museum. That's how they become friends. Blah 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 and stuff like that. And at first I had an idea that it would take place back in Africa, so we can introduce Vixen by the end of the movie or whatever, and maybe she could be like a side character, kind of like how Black Widow was in Iron Man 2. Horrible movie, but it's okay. Fun movie, but horrible or whatever. But I don't want it to be a setup movie that much, because we already have Cheetah not really being Cheetah, it's being her friend, and she's being set up. But scrap the Black Vixen thing. I kind of want Circe somehow in this movie. Somehow, I don't know. But I also want her version of Wonder Woman's version of Lex Luthor, which I forgot her name too. You guys know, you comic nerds know, but it's a woman, and she hates that everyone worships Wonder Woman, and you know, I forgot her name. She's blonde or whatever, but she's her Lex Luthor. She's the main villain. Circe is helping her. You know, Circe the magician. She's helping her, but Cheetah is not Cheetah yet. She's just her friend. So that's Wonder Woman, June or July of 2020. And finally, in November or October or December, the end of 2020, whenever there's not a Star Wars movie, because we need space, because they're going to take all the money. They're going to take all the money. They don't want to take all the money. So either in November, December, or maybe October, depending on how dark and scary it is, Batman, Ben Affleck finally gets his solo movie. This is taking place in the present, so afterwards, because you know Batgirl is before Man of Steel, right before Man of Steel. Nightwing is like a little bit before that because it's his origin story. Batman, Gotham City Sirens is a little after BVS, maybe during Justice League or whatever, or right after Justice League. But Batman's solo movie is right now, right here, right now, and I want it to be kind of, for me, Arkham Asylum mixed with Death in the Family. Now I know what y'all are thinking, that's too much. Arkham Asylum is its own thing, and Death in the Family is its own thing. You can't mix two. You can. You just gotta make it work. A 2-hour and 20-minute movie can make it work. What I mean is, I want it to be something where everyone's involved in this. Nightwing is the only one that's kind of a side character, but he's in it because we had his movies, so he can be in this. Barbara Gordon's in this, as Batgirl. She can be in this. Obviously, the Joker has to be involved. Harley Quinn has to be involved. Ben Affleck, the guy, his name, I can't believe I don't know his name right now, but Jim Gordon is in this movie. So even Superman makes an appearance in the Batcave or whatever, since, you know, it's a part of the Justice League, but it's just an appearance before he flies off. He has a conversation, Clark to Bruce. Not even Superman to Batman, Clark to Bruce. Before he flies off and does his thing. Like, this is my city, get out. Fuck out. I want it to where I want to truly show his detective skills. I wanted to truly show his martial arts skills, which is not gonna happen until he gets into Arkham. But basically, I want an Arkham Asylum film with a hint of a Death in the Family, with the same strength of Death in the Family. Or is it a Death in the Family? Death in the Family is when Barbara gets shot, right? That's not the Red Hood one. I mean, that's not the Jason Todd one, right? Shit! The Killing Joke is what I meant to say. Scrap everything that I said about... Replace a Death in the Family with the Killing Joke. I'm not talking about Jason Todd with this. I want Arkham Asylum in there with a Killing Joke as well. That's both Joker is the main villain. With all the villains that are from Batgirl and Nightwing, like Slade's in there too. Somehow he ended up in there. Or maybe Joker hired Slade or whatever for a nice battle scene. Penguin's in there because, you know, from Batgirl, and like I said, Black Mask is in there from Gotham City Sirens, Poison Ivy. Maybe even Catwoman could be in there somehow. I don't know how, you know, she don't ever get caught, but maybe she helps Batman. I don't fucking know. Either way, they're this movie, as it seems like convoluted. It seems packed, but again, if it's a great story, it can work. All right, so the next year we're gonna go by quick because I have no idea what this one story to be. But in 2021, February, Black History Month, Hey, it is what it is. Let's do it. That's what they're doing with Black Panther. So let's do it with our black guy that we got, putting him up to the front. Cyborg. I know people don't want a cyborg movie because they don't want a cyborg movie because they want him with the Titans. But let's get over it. He's a part of the Justice League. He's moved up. Okay, it's not like the cartoon. He is a Justice League member. But in his solo movie, him, Ray Fisher, and Papa Pope from Scandal. Let's have it be about them or whatever in their relationship. And I want hints of Static. I don't know how I'm gonna work that in there. Maybe his main, whoever's Cyborg's villain is, maybe a guy that creates robots or something or whatever. I don't know. Because maybe we could have a Red Tornado appearance in there too, or like he created Red Tornado and that could be his villain at the end. I don't fucking know. But either way, I want somehow, some way, Virgil from Static Shock to be in the movie as Virgil. And maybe by the end, him and a bunch of his friends get hit with a bunch of gas. And it doesn't become a Static Shock movie, but it just ends like that. Like Cyborg has to save these kids, but it's too late. They already got hit by the gas or whatever, and they start to like develop powers, but then it cuts back to Cyborg's movie. Cyborg versus whoever the villain is. Maybe the main villain is Red Tornado before they can reprogram him or whatever, but the main villain is a scientist that created Red Tornado. I don't fucking know. Okay, but that's what I want for Cyborg. A story with him, his dad, Virgil from Static Shock's in there, and Red Tornado can be the main villain until they reprogram him at the end or whatever, or they kill him because Red Tornado always gets killed, and they reprogram him for later movies or whatever like that. After that, Green Lantern, April of 2021. We already know it's going to be a buddy cop movie. I like that idea. Let's have it be about Jon Stewart. Y'all said he's going to be young. Let's have him be in the late 20s, straight out the military. He got injured or whatever, so he's honorably discharged, and he is the new Green Lantern. We have Hal Jordan, who's aged a little bit. He's kind of like maybe in his late 30s or whatever. He's been Green Lantern even before Man of Steel, but he's been in space or whatever. They'll explain why he didn't come down when Man of Steel and Justice League happened or whatever. They was handling shit in space with Sinestro or whatever. Don't know who I want the main villain to be. It could either be Sinestro or it could be the Red Lanterns. I don't know, but it's a buddy cop movie. I want it lighthearted, but not as lighthearted as Guardians of the Galaxy. I want it lighthearted, but with some seriousness into it. I want a great story in space. I want that to be the beginning of expanding the DCEU into space. That's their Galaxy movie. That's their time to shine. It's a redo of the fuck of Green Lantern from the past. Let's not think about that. This is him being redone. They're gonna fucking come out and they're gonna kill it. GL, Green Lantern, buddy cop movie, Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan, in 2021, April. In June of 2021, we can add this movie, and it'll be basically the New Gods movie. Basically introducing Darkseid or whatever. So Justice League ain't gonna be the first time we see Darkseid. That's gonna be him finally coming out to Earth. But New Gods is gonna be even further expanding the DCEU with, Orion, Big Barda, Miracle Master, or whatever his name is, Mr. Miracle, and on this side, in Apocalypse, that's why you introduce Darkseid and Granny Goodness and all those motherfuckers. Have it be a huge epic movie that leads in to either Steppenwolf going to try to get the boxes in Justice League. It can be a prequel like that, or it can be after Justice League and them and a movie like that and getting ready to go to our next movie, which is finally Justice League. The final movie, December. The final movie. I don't care if Star Wars comes out in 2021, December. December will be Justice League month in 2021. It's the final one. It's like the end of phase 2 or whatever. The final big blow, right? Justice League 2. Darkseid, Granny Goodness, all the old gods, or whatever you want to call these motherfuckers on Apocalypse, versus the Justice League, which is now not only Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, and that's it, right? Yeah, not only those 6, but now we also have Shazam coming in. No. Do we have him? No, because we didn't get his story yet. So not Shazam. Now we also have, Martian Manhunter, which everyone will love that. And we have either one or both of Green Lanterns in the movie. We don't have Virgil because Virgil didn't come up. He's too young or whatever. We don't have Nightwing. He's developing the Titans. That's after that shit. He's doing the Titans or whatever. Not Batgirl or none of them. Yeah. So it's only 3 new characters. I was thinking maybe Black Canary too, but I'm gonna save her for the Birds of Prey movie, so not Black Canary either. She could be a Justice League member, but not Black Canary. I was thinking Vixen, but that's only if my Wonder Woman 2 first draft, where she goes to Africa, and then that leads into the whole Cheetah thing, and she meets Vixen, maybe that. But then I scrapped that for Cersei or whatever, and, you know, the other villain. So we won't see Black Canary. So it's still, you know, still a sausage fest, and, you know, still a big sausage fest until we get some, in the Justice League, that is, because you still got some girls in Gotham City and other places. But as for the Justice League, sorry, Gal Gadot, hold it down, girl. Girl power, because you got a sausage fest. You got the original 6, and now you got 2 Green Lanterns and a Martian Manhunter. Or just 1 Green Lantern. Either way, it's a bigger league at this point. And that's the big battle between Darkseid. It can be on Earth and Apocalypse, anywhere you want, space, anywhere. That's the big sequel. That will be directed, I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna say it. Zack Snyder comes back for Justice League 2021. And that is my fantasy list. Alright guys, so that's me in my head, my only childhood. Am I crazy? Am I not crazy? What do you guys think? Did you love it? Do you have anything to add or to subtract? What did you think of my list? I want you to put your list down in the comments or whatever. You don't have to go into detail if you don't want to or not. Your list could be shorter than mine, whatever. You could just put 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to be from now to 2021, from Aquaman to 2021. What do you guys want in your mind, realistic or not, for the DCEU for the next 4 years? Let me know. I can't wait to read your comments. I honestly really want to know. I want to know that I'm not the only crazy fan here sitting here randomly at work thinking about what's going to happen in the next 4 years and planning it out in my head down to the dates. Okay? Am I crazy? I don't want to be crazy. Bitch, this scene. Zach, you scared me. This is what I want in Batman. This is a scary ass motherfucking scene. You understand that? Yes, ma'am. All right. Woo! Look at that! Look at that shot! Yes, Zach. Now him crawling like Spider-Man was a little ridiculous, but that's still, it's the Batman, okay? It's the mystery, it's the Bat. All right, if you enjoyed yourself at the Cub House tonight, subscribe, like, and hit that bell button, all right? Leave your comments down below, and do not forget to share, and I'll see y'all next time. I'll see y'all at Justice League November 2017 on Not Your Average Bear.